So understanding, it's okay, I'll get it. Understanding, what was the title again? Our energy field through quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics, yeah. So we are going to start with talking about, I know that all of us know what aura is, right? Okay, so can somebody describe what aura is for me? Very good. The energy.
That is around our body.
The energy that is around our body. What else? What else you guys think it is?
Different color.
It has different colors? Yeah. We're not going to study about aura. We're not going to go into it. This is just so we can understand a little bit, so we can go into what we're going to go into. Thank you. So, yes, it's an invisible halo around, and many years ago, not many, just a few years ago, we used to believe, not anymore, that the aura is this energy field, this energy halo that surrounds our bodies, living beings. But now, that's why I titled it Quantum Mechanics, Understanding Our Energy Through Quantum Mechanics. Because now, the science has proven, quantum mechanics, that aura, the energy field, exists everywhere. Not only around our living beings, humans, animals. There's energy in this chair. Therefore, this chair is made out of energy. And there's an aura around the chair. There's an aura around you, around me, around any object. Quantum mechanics, I swear, I'm not making it up. Quantum mechanics, the science of quantum mechanics has proven that everything, a rock, has an aura. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, crazy.
So now you're going to understand. Well, I'm going to explain. And that is the interesting part. Right? So if everything has energy, humans, non-humans, how does quantum mechanics explain that? If I look at you, your body, if I think about what we have inside our bodies, we have a set of organs, right? Let's think of it that way. I'm going to make it separated so we all understand. Let's imagine a heart, our heart, the organ, the heart. If we take our heart and we look under the microscope at our heart, we are going to see a bunch of cells. A bunch of cells. And then, if we look at this group of cells through a microscope that is even a little bit more powerful, we are going to find a bunch that the cells are made out of a bunch of molecules. So cells are made out of molecules. And then if we enhance the molecules, we are seeing them really big under this microscope, right? There were cells, and now cells are made out of molecules. We make them bigger. And then we see that the molecules are made out of atoms. And then we get another microscope, a group of atoms. And then we get another microscope, more powerful, and we look and we expand the atoms, and we look with the microscope inside the atoms. We see that the atoms are made out of subparticles. And if we expand and make those subparticles bigger, looking through a more powerful microscope, you're going to understand. Stay with me. It's going to make sense. We see protons, electrons, that these subparticles, the atoms, are made out of electrons, protons, and neutrons. And if we take one of these, any of them, let's say the electron, and we put a much more powerful microscope, we are going to understand that these electrons or neutrons or protons are made out of, that's how the subparticles of the atoms are made out of. So, and then if we expand that with a much higher capacity microscope, we are going to see that quartz is what atoms are made out of. Do you see? And then if we expand the quartz and look into it, that's what quantum mechanics did. That's how they quartz. Yeah, quartz. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you expand the quartz and you put an even more powerful microscope to see, because they're like, if you try to see with your eyes, you can't. And you expand it, you're gonna discover that the quartz are made out of boson, the Higgs, it's called. Boson, the Higgs. And these boson, the Higgs, this last thing that makes up the quartz, that makes up the subparticles, that makes up the atoms and the molecules and the cells, all of those that I described, is pure energy. And that they found out, quantum mechanics found out that the energy, that energy is the energy that unites everything. So we are all united. Now, that explains God. It's an energy that explains the book we are studying, the Law of the One. We are all one. Don't you guys, yeah? Do you guys agree?
Energy comes from God, right? You say that.
What did you ask?
This energy from the things, not from the human, comes from the God?
No, God is the energy. God is everything. Science proves that. And we are all interconnected. We all belong to the same energy. We are all the same. We are all one. That's what. Yes, but we are going to get there. So we are all one. We all understand that, right? And you're going to understand where we are going to go to now, right? So knowing that, I want to share this information with what I just said. Keep this in mind, that we are all one. We are all interconnected. And what happens with us is we are spirits, we are light, we are pure energy, right? We're pure energy. And when this pure energy that exists in you, it's all interconnected, but we all each have our individual aura. It's do you guys understand? Our individual energy, because that's what makes us individuals. We are experiencing life, right? Through this fragment of energy that our body is like covering, right? We can't see the energy, right? But we are all energy. And that's how people can see aura, because the energy is shining through us. And then if you practice, anybody that practices can see auras. Anybody. It's a practice. There's a method. There are many methods in which you can use to see auras. But anybody can see auras, because we are all energy. But now, people ask me, how come people read auras? There are people that you go and they read your aura. By reading your aura, they'll tell you everything that is right or wrong with you, just by looking at the color of the energy that is around you. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah? They can say, hey, I'm not a doctor, but, you know, your solar plexus, it's kind of cloudy. There's something wrong with your stomach. What's wrong with your stomach? And you're going to be like, how did you know that? It's because they can read energy, the aura that is around you, and they can tell you what is wrong with you through that. But you can practice, you can learn. Anybody can do that if you practice. There's a method that I teach when I do my workshops in quantum healing. I teach the method in the class, and it's amazing how you can see the aura.
And what is the interpretation of the colors? Like you see green or blue or...
It's connected with your chakras.
Are you seeing our auras now?
Huh?
Do you see our auras now?
Well, when we are able to read aura, we don't walk around seeing everybody's auras. That's not how it works. It's the same when you're a medium. You don't walk around seeing spirits. Oh, hey, how you doing? And you, how you doing? No, it doesn't happen like that, right? You have to connect. You have to get yourself to that place and focus. And depending on the level that you are with practicing, because everything in life is practice, everything. So depending on the level that you are with practicing, you are able to see it really fast. Other people, they have to focus and take their time and they can see it. Other people, you know, it depends on, if you meditate every day, you're gonna get into a completely different level of meditation than a person that doesn't meditate every day. Because you're gonna have access, because you are training your mind, your spirit, you're training yourself to, you're practicing. That's what meditation is. What?
I shared when Roberta was here that I meditated with the tree yesterday, and instead I jumped out of, because normally I start shaking. So
What, you were here yesterday?
No, like me, I was meditating yesterday.
Oh,
with that
okay.
tree. And I shared earlier with Roberta, normally I keep on meditating, I can feel the energy going like this, but yesterday on the tree, I could see lights, I was shaking my eyes, and instead I jump out of the tree, I just keep going, and I see light going this way, light
You
everywhere.
did? Wonderful.
But I didn't know if I was tripping here, if it was happening, but I was like,
No. What you mean is you couldn't identify
Yes.
if it was your imagination
Yes.
or if it was really happening.
Yes.
That's what you meant,
Yeah.
right? And that's very natural. Everybody that is starting to have experiences with when you put yourself in a trance, that being through meditation, that being through drugs, that being through any type of healing practices, you are gonna meditation. You are gonna first believe that you are making it up. And then once you start practicing more and more, you will understand that you are not making it up, because things that are going to happen there are going to start making sense. And you are going to have proof within yourself and to yourself, because in meditation you can get answers, you can access information that otherwise you would never be able to access. And then when those things start happening to you, you're going to be like, oh, no, that wasn't my imagination, because this is happening. What I saw in the meditation is happening now. You know, how would I ever know? Do you see? Who said no? You said no. Of course you said no. Who? Look at the person who said no.
Well, I mean, I'm responding for others that are not here.
Oh, the spirits or? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No, like, when you say it in that form, do you mean it more, it's like almost like a manifestation? You know? No, that was a very good question. You know why? Because that's very important. People confuse manifestation. There are so many different types of meditation, and yes, manifestation is one of them. But when you are manifesting in meditation, you are not seeing anything. When you are manifesting through meditation, you are creating. That's what manifestation is. You are purposely imagining that, because you're manifesting. I want to manifest a house, Roberta. My dream is to have a 5-bedroom house
with a pool and the house. I know the details about the house, and I know who I want to bring into that house, and I know the feelings that I will feel so happy and joy when I'm in the house with my family. I want to manifest a husband, and the husband I want is like this and that, and we all going to be inside this house. And then you bring that to the meditation.
Just say keep manifesting.
And when you're meditating with manifestation purposes, you need to imagine in the meditation. You start breathing. Everything starts with your breathing. So then you start imagining the house, the person that you want, inside and out, exactly the details. You start feeling, allowing yourself to feel happy. And that, all of that is part of manifestation. Because if you manifest just thinking of the house, it's not going to work. You got to put feelings, you got to put emotions, you got to manifest. You need to believe it's happening. And really believe it's happening, because it is happening. Everything is happening now. We just see present and future as present and future, but it doesn't exist. Everything is happening now. And once we understand that everything is happening now, manifestation becomes very easy. Because the problem with people manifesting is because they don't believe. Right? The problem with manifestation is because you don't believe. And then you have an issue envisioning and really imagining and feeling because you don't believe it's going to happen. But if you understand that everything is happening now and that you are the only creator of your reality, you are the only creator of your reality, and that you have the power to create your reality, because we all do. And that's why we fall into the same patterns, because deep down inside, unconsciously, we don't believe we deserve. We believe we're going to fail. We believe that it's going to happen again. We believe that I made a mistake and therefore I'm going to continue to make that mistake. I had an issue when I was little with my parents growing up, and they got a divorce, and my father was never there, and now I'm going to make those mistakes again. I'm going to follow the same patterns, and you believe, and now we are going to understand a little bit more about that too. But that's what happens. So manifestation is you need to believe. You need to create the reality now. And when you are creating, it will happen, because it's happening already. We create negative thoughts. We create anxiety. We create depression. We create everything. And if we have the power to create cancer in our bodies and illnesses and diseases, we also have the power to heal ourselves, because we create everything.
I think I manifest two things. My house, I would say, that's what you said, that's how I manifest my house, and it happened. But I was like, I don't really manifest my house. But it happened the way you said, how I wanted and how it was it. And then I manifest a long time ago, like a sale for a jacket. And I look at the piece, I'm going to sell the piece in 2 days. I sold the piece. It was like a $40,000 for a jacket 20 years ago. And I look at it, I'm going to sell. I went home and manifest one day. The next day I sold. I was like, no, it's just a coincidence. You know, they finally walk in, look at the jacket.
Yeah.
And my house, it happened. I was in the worst depression in my life. I went to the beach every single morning. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. My mom died. I divorced my husband. It was a mess. Like everything could happen in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the beach and meditated. And I manifested this house. I'm telling you, I don't know how it happened. It just happened out of the blue.
I believe
and
you.
the house I imagined.
I totally believe you.
Happy house.
Totally.
Full of people.
Totally.
Huge house by the beach. I was like, why did I buy this house? I'm like, that good.
No, I
I
completely believe you 100%, because it happens to me.
So I'm going to manifest.
Keep manifesting. Keep manifesting. And manifesting is a type of a meditation, right? But when... But there are so many different types of meditation, right? Manifesting is just one type. So when you want to access information, I think that's where that question came from, right? Let's go back to that. When we want to access information, meet with our higher selves, with our spiritual guides. We want to have experiences that out-of-body experiences, let's call them out-of-body experiences. It's totally possible through meditation. So then what you should do if you don't know how to do that is go to meditations that are guided within that intent, because there are different guided meditations that you can attend. We do meditations here every Tuesday. Yesterday, I was guiding the meditation here, and the guide, what was it? You remember, you were here. What was it about?
It was
Meeting with your higher self. That was the guided meditation yesterday, right? Did you like it?
oh yeah,
Did you have a good experience?
very.
Because what happens is we think, it's very, very common. We all think we know. And what happens is the problem with us thinking we know everything, then we close ourselves to learning. And in meditation, when you go in meditation, you cannot think you know everything. You need to let go of all of that. I don't know anything. And every time I go in a meditation, I go with that, knowing that I don't know anything. And what else do I need to learn here? What else is there for me to discover here? This is going to be different than any meditation, because meditation should not be the same experience every time. You know? And that's why we are the ones responsible for not allowing ourselves to see, to experience, because you know why? Who knows why? Why? What do we do? Why don't we have experiences that we should be having, out-of-body experiences, meeting with our spiritual guides, meeting with our higher self? Why doesn't that happen? Why does that happen just with like only a few people, or a few people you know tell you, oh my God, I had this great experience, I was able to. Why? Why don't we experience it more? Because we judge ourselves. And it's exactly what Luigi said in class. We judge. And when we are in this vibe, this vibration of judgment, which we are, at all times we judge, that's just what we do, we are not able to allow ourselves and the thoughts that are going through our minds that are connected with all the experiences that we've had in this life, in this, I'm going to call this reality, because there's no past life, okay? I do something that is called quantum healing regression and quantum healing progression. You know what that means? Originally, it brings people to their past lives, and it brings people to their future lives, and it brings people in between lives. So you have experiences when I do regressions with you. I bring you to your past lives. But let me explain. Nobody's bringing nobody to any past life. I'm not bringing you to a past life. We say that because that's how we understand it. The general population understands that. But knowing quantum mechanics and understanding quantum mechanics brings us to this knowledge that everything that exists in this present moment. Every reality, it's not a past life, it's a reality. We come back here, right? All of the Robertas that exists, my past lives, that I'm calling past lives, because that's how we understand timing. Time here is past and future, but time doesn't exist. So if time doesn't exist, right, so we can speak in this language, I'm bringing you to different realities that you exist in. I'm not bringing you to a past life or future life. I'm bringing you to become aware, because we are not aware when we are here like this. So when you are in a trance, you are able to become aware. And you become aware of your other realities, which we call past lives, future lives. They're just other realities. So you are able to see the other realities. Everything is existing here, right here in front of us. We are just not able to see it. So that is what I do. So when we talk about that, it will bring us to, do you guys understand? Any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How that happens, how that helps you if you see your other realities?
How does that help you to see your other realities?
Realities.
Very good question. That's going to help me to jump into this, which I want to jump into before we finish. If we have time, I hope we do. What was the question again? Just so I can put my thoughts here. How does that help? How does that help? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay, going back to what I was saying before, we are pure energy. It's who we are, it's what we are, pure energy. The essence of who we are, it's pure energy, right? So we bring energies, and when we say we are pure energy, if you look, there are waves, waves, waves. All of us, energies, waves and waves that are interacting, and these waves have codes, and these codes have intelligence. They carry intelligence. And what we are bringing, which is the topic that I'm going to talk about right now, is the codes and the waves brings memories from past, not past, other realities, experiences. And in these codes, the memories that are in these codes bring energies that are attached to the waves. And these energies that are attached to these waves is what, when you go back, let's talk in that language. You go back to a past life. In fact, I treated a girl, I talked about it here already. She had cancer. And she had cancer here, bone cancer. And every reality that I brought her back to, or every past life, she got hurt right here. And the energy that she's bringing from the information that exists in those waves that we are, the energy that we are, was hurting her in the same place in this life. And she got bone cancer. So when we brought her back to a life, she was a soldier, she died in the war, she got shot right there. In another life, she jumped out of a building. In another life, it was the lives, most of her past lives are the realities. The energy that she's bringing to this life, which has turned into cancer, happened in different ways in other lives. But it was accumulated, it was thick and dense, and it was cancer in this life. And then when you bring the person back to this other reality, they are in the state, the trance is very deep, no judgment. And they are able to read their energies. You are able to read your own, scan your bodies, physical, emotional, spiritual, however we understand it. You scan your body, and you are able to tell me, oh, I see an energy on my stomach, it's black. I see this energy here on my leg, it's dark purple. And every reality I brought her to, she saw energies in different parts of her body, because it wasn't only her struggling with the physical pain, but it was also mental pain. And she had issues, emotional issues. So we removed, and she was able to let go, and she was able to see that energy being removed. You see everything. When you are in a trance, in that state of awareness, you can see everything. It's almost, yeah. So that's what happens. That's why. So you remove the energy from these other realities that you are carrying in your energy field, in the waves. So that comes what I want to talk about tonight, which we don't have time.
Who removes
Okay.
the energy? The person self or the therapist?
Okay, the therapist, that was a very good question. I love that question, because I always teach in my workshops that nobody heals nobody. That doesn't exist, right? We are cooperating, we are helping, we are assisting, we are guiding your own healing, right? She's letting go of the energy because I'm talking to the patient through the process. Where is the energy? The patient is talking to me. She's in a trance. Oh, it's on my leg. It's on my stomach. It's on whatever. What color? Oh, it's black. Okay, are you ready to let go of it? Take a deep breath and let go, and I'm going to help you to remove it. You're going to see it. And then they take a deep breath, and usually they say, okay, I'm letting go, okay? And then I ask, do you see it being removed? Are you able to let go? You don't let go of everything, I tell the person, because you were so used to that energy that sometimes you want to keep it. You're afraid to let go of it. You only understand this when you do this, right? Sometimes you're carrying it for many thousands of years in our understanding of time, other realities, past lives, however you want. So, and then you let go of it. You got it? Yeah? So you heal yourself. We are our own healers. We are our own healers. Nobody heals nobody. You heal yourself.
But what you're not talking only about medical condition. I had this experience, right?
No, I'm a psychologist,
Yeah, no.
and I usually do it for mental conditions mainly, but I do it for any condition.
Okay.
You are
It's
there,
emotional as
you
well,
are in a
you know.
trance, you see wherever the energy is. I ask, I'm sorry I didn't, because it's long, guys. I didn't mention. I usually ask you, okay, where is the energy? And the person says, on my heart chakra, it's black or dark brown. And I say, what emotion is that energy connected to? I ask that for every time. And the person says fear or anger, because my father killed my mom and I saw it in that reality. Anger, I'm very angry. My father killed my mom in that reality that they just saw. It's the end of each reality. That's when I bring you to read and scan your bodies. The end of each reality is when I ask you, you scan, you tell me, and then you identify which emotion is connected with that energy. And then you talk about it, and that's another form of healing. Because you're identifying and you are able to let go. We are only able to let go of something that we identify. That is why therapy is very healing. Because therapy brings you to a place where you are able to identify the issues, right? And heal yourself.
You can take picture from the our Nokia machine. You know,
Aura, yeah, you can take pictures from your aura. Yeah.
the Nokia machine.
In these days, you can do that. But that's a different, procedure, right? It's a more technological, right? Okay, so with all of it that we just said, I want to briefly talk, because we only have until what time? 9. When does it? 9? Oh, I only have 2 minutes. I can't. All right, but briefly, let me explain something. What I wanted to say with all of this is that people, as a psychologist, a therapist, a regressionist, hypnotist, people ask me this question all the time. And not only ask me this question, but they come in very confused, and especially also people's family that struggles with personality disorders, right? Now, in order for us to understand what I'm going to say, I'm just going to briefly read something so you guys can understand, okay? So what we need to understand, and if you have time, because I don't know if I will have time tonight, you go home and you research. I want you to research, because this is not where we really, the information we can access, we all have every information. We are not learning anything here. I'm just sharing the information that we all have with you guys, so you guys can kind of remember and have curiosity to go home and research, because that's when we really learn. Like, oh, Roberta talked about this. Let me look into this, because this is interesting, right? I want you to go home and look into the concepts of personality and identity. So, look, that was what I was going to talk about, but we don't have time. We're going to leave it for another day. But there is, so let me read. The concepts of personality and identity are closely related but distinct. They're related. Personality and identity, the ideas of what is personality, Roberta? What is identity? The concept of what those two things mean are very related, but they are distinct. They are different. They are not the same. I know we call them the same. Oh, my personality, my identity. No. My personality is one thing. My identity is a different story. And, no, that's okay. So look, closely related but distinct. Each play a crucial role in understanding who we are. So it's very important to understand who we are, that you understand the difference between personality and identity. Okay? Personality, definition. Personality refers to the set of consistent traits, behaviors, and emotional patterns that define how a person interacts with the world. Identity. Identity is the sense of self, encompassing one's beliefs, values, cultures, and roles in society. Now, I'm going to quickly get down to what I really wanted to talk about is, look at this. The key differences. I'm going to read the key so you guys can understand. The focus of personality is how we act. That is the understanding. And the understanding of identity is who we are. Right? Personality has to do with how we act. Identity has to do with who we are now. Now you're going to understand everything that I just talked about. Look at this. The source of personality, the traits of personality are often biologically and temperamentally based. Do you guys hear this? Biologically. People have a tendency to say that we form our personality from 0 to 8 years old. But people never thought about the 0. The 0 doesn't mean in this life, in this reality. The 0 means many different realities, has to be ingrained in your DNA, in all of that we talked about, cell, molecules, atoms that forms energy, and that's the energy we are. The personality, let me prove it to you. Your father. If you look at your father and you are male, you have a lot of your father's personality. How did that happen? And there were studies done with twins that never met one another. Then they met later on in life when they were adults. Guess what happened? They had the same profession, same mannerisms. They were not raised by their mothers or fathers. So it's ingrained. That's why a lot of the times people ask me, Roberta, here's my boyfriend. He's a narcissist. Can you treat him? Is there any cure? Can he get better? What do you guys think?
Yes.
I don't think they can go, but they can change the way they live.
I have a bipolar son.
That's different. Bipolar
Borderline.
is a mental disorder. Borderline is a
Borderline.
personality
Borderline.
disorder. Okay,
Borderline.
okay.
I don't think he can, be perfect. I don't think so. No,
How old is he?
no.
18.
18.
Mm-hmm. I didn't
But-
read that. She told me earlier. Don't worry, guys.
But, we have been trying medication.
Mhm.
But I think he can live better.
Thank you very much for sharing that. I have many patients with borderline. There's no cure. There's no cure for narcissism. There is no cure. No. But yes,
You always blame them.
you need therapy for the rest of your life. With awareness, you can improve. But the reason why I believe you are? Okay, thanks for sharing. The reason why I believe there is change, because of awareness. There's no healing. You're on medication, and that says it all. Because the medication doesn't heal anybody. The medication helps the chemicals, the symptoms, like when you have a flu, you have a cold. The medication is not going to heal the flu, the cold. It's just helping alleviate the symptoms of it.
Not the cause.
It helps to alleviate the symptoms, right? And then you still got to go to therapy. And you need to be in therapy, always. It's very hard for borderlines to find a good therapist that understands, I know, and that matches, and that don't give up, I'm here. But it's very hard, very hard. I understand.
My son doesn't accept at all.
And he's very young. That's very understandable. That's a different thing. But he will, because life will bring him there. Do you agree?
But it's not easy to live.
You're
with
older, so
borderline.
you know.
It's not easy to live.
So what I'm trying to say is that personality is formed as well as environmental, but it's very genetic. Do you understand now when we say genetic? It's there in your energy field because of the experiences that you don't recall, but you've had in other realities, in other lives. So that's where I wanted to get to. Do you guys understand now? Yeah. Any questions? Now, identity, look at this, is who you are. The focus is the social, culture, and personal experiences. The focus on personality is the traits are often biological. It's there. Imprinted, when we say imprinted in your soul, it is. So, you guys got it? Any questions? You're not as saying over, Roberta. You're talking too much.
Not enough.
Any questions before we end? No, go ahead. Ask one.
No, it's okay. Like, it's kind of, for me, for example, when you live with a borderline, it's a holocaust, right? So there's many questions, but I think you talk about, like, try to live better, to accommodate it, but it's a challenge.
It is, but he's gonna get better because with borderline, he knows that. The older you get, the better it gets. The more you learn on yeah, he's very young. He's still too young. It's gonna get better. Give him some time.
What's the reason somebody gets
Borderline, a personality disorder? We just talked about the reasons. They could be genetic because it's the patterns in the energy field, the memories that exist there that you are bringing to this reality, right? It's there. So the memory is there imprinted in the energy. So it could be environmental issues that happened in this life, but you could be bringing it within your energy field, even narcissism as well, because how can you explain that, right? Right? I know that we study that science, psychology says that narcissism, of course, and I understand that as well, because I treat a lot of people that struggle with that. Patterns and behaviors, it comes from neglect, abuse, right? But who says it's just neglect and abuse from this reality, right? It could be a pattern because we keep repeating things. All of us, we keep repeating. That's why we are here. And then patterns and the patterns and the patterns. And in order for that repetition to become so sick, to turn into a narcissistic personality disorder or a borderline, it has to be repeated, it has to have been repeating for a long time. It's been repeating, right? Like the cancer, right? You get hurt in that same spot for so many realities, so many lives, whatever you want to understand it, how you understand it. But while personality describes our consistent patterns of behavior, identity reflects how we see and define ourselves. So please go home and look into that. And now I think you have a different, a broader understanding of it, so you can read about it and understand it even more. Any questions? No?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. You went by so quick. No.
Jessica.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Roberta. We have a few announcements today, but the most important things that I want to go over is the Christmas dinner that we have December 7 at 7 p.m. Please buy your ticket. It's a beautiful party that we have it here. And if you can please buy it before, first because it's cheaper, it's $5 cheaper, and second of all, it will help us to know how much we have to cook, okay? So please. All right, and that's it. So everything else, we okay. So let's go ahead and just do a final prayer. Be ready for the passes. Let's be in touch with ourselves, with the divinity that is within us. And since we have Thanksgiving tomorrow, let's just be grateful. Be grateful for the experience that we have, being grateful for this planet, for the sun, for the moon, and everything that makes our life here possible, which is many, many things. We are so grateful for this community. We are grateful for the mentors that are here. We are grateful for good spirits like Jesus and Buddha and everyone else that came here to teach us something. We are grateful for our family, for our friends, and for life itself. So be it.